All right, that's better. I am about I'd say it's 20 miles to the east of Russellville, Arkansas. This is the rain that's coming to North Alabama, and this is going to be the snow coming into parts of Missouri, Arkansas, and there's snow in Oklahoma. So I'm on my way back to Kansas to see my folks, well, my mom anyway. So I figured I'd do kind of a test here, just do my own little snowstorm chasing. But they'll get another big storm after this. But again, they've got a winter weather advisory here. Burn ban in effect too. I won't be able to really look at any of your questions as I'm driving down the road. Roads are just kind of wet, a little slushy here, but this just started about 15 minutes ago, so we'll get out on the interstate here. All right. So one of the things, when you drive, you don't know what the conditions were like before the snow started falling. You can kind of see on this bridge, here's a perfect example. It's already slushy on the side of the bridge here. It looks like I'm a little shaky there on the bridge too. Looks like we got some prison bus there. But this is pretty nice little snow here. Again, I'm on I-40 west, about an hour west of Little Rock, approaching Russellville, Arkansas. I got up about 3 o'clock this morning. The goal was to get to Kansas before the sun went down, because I don't like driving when it's dark, and I don't like driving in the snow when it's dark too. So entrance, man, that thing is shaky. I have to look at something better than that, I guess. Maybe when we get going here, it'll be better. But boy, you can just hear the snow hitting the windshield. So visibility is probably going to drop here, continue that way. Well, just kind of giving you guys a view here, my storm chasing version here. I haven't done anything on YouTube for a while. Let me put this put that microphone in a better spot so you can hear me a little bit better. But again, just slushy. Things you always want to remember when you're driving in the snow like this. Even though the temperature says 33 degrees, that's up above the ground. Ground temperature on the surface is probably a little bit colder than that in some cases. I really wish that wasn't so shaky. It's not a very good product there if it's shaking like that. So again, I'll have to figure that out. Talk to my friends who do this for a living. But again, we are just west of Russellville, Arkansas. I'd call this a moderate snow. Snowflakes are about the size of quarters. But again, when you're driving in the snow like this, when you think it might be icy, even in the rain, you don't want to use your cruise control. And I miss that. I hate not having my cruise control on, but I'm going to go ahead. Don't want to be this left lane person. Oh, that was slushy there. So it is accumulating on the road where people aren't driving. So right now we're kind of in that process to where your people are driving, it's kind of crushing it and making it just a little slushy. But the trees are kind of pretty much coated. God, I really hate that shakiness there. I got to figure out what to do. Maybe Brad Arnold's watching, he'll be able to tell me. But a lot of times when you drive in the snow, it's not this heavy wet snow. This is kind of like that Sierra cement out there in California. and you don't usually hear it hitting the windshield, but there's pretty decent snow going on here. I imagine I'm going to run into some more issues up, and here's an overpass, so you got to watch that. Get that pucker factor when you go over the overpasses. Fields are white. So yeah, it didn't take long. So again, you know, when you set out on a road trip and you got snow, you don't know what the conditions were like. If it was, and I got a feeling it was probably in the mid-20s here overnight, so the roads were pretty cold. And boy, back home it was really cold this morning. It was about 19. I was making really good time up until about 20 minutes ago when we ran into the snow. I have a little coffee too, but you know, the thing about it is I-40 is a mess when it comes to truckers. And you're kind of about to see what I'm talking about here. Yeah, crossing over. Yeah, I'm in my F-250. Yeah, it's four-wheel drive, but that only helps when you slide off in the ditch and try to get out, I guess. Traffic slowed down a little bit here. So for those that wanted snow, I thought I'd bring it to you back there. Who knows where you're joining from? Again, this is my YouTube channel. I haven't done a whole lot with it lately. I've got a lot of projects going on at home. I'm actually building a studio to do YouTube more, because I really need a setup to where I just jump in the chair and I can do it. But I bought this little suction cup with my phone here. So again, we are, now we're starting to get more rain here, mixing in with the snow. And that's what's likely going to happen with this in northern Arkansas. It's going to change over to rain as the warm air comes in from the south. So I would really like to just have it all be rain, because I'm going to get to northern Oklahoma here in about 4 hours, and it's going to be colder there. But even the heaviest band of snow has actually been setting up near Wichita, Kansas, with this disturbance coming in. It's kind of an interesting area, low pressure. Almost a Colorado low, but it's more down in the panhandle. And this next storm system coming out, it's going to be interesting, because I'm coming back Tuesday. By the way, I didn't come out here to chase the snow. I just came out here to going to Kansas to see my mom. It's her birthday coming up Monday. So I figured I didn't want to fly, because flying's such a mess, especially this time of year. You just don't know if you're going to run into how many delays you're going to run into. It's just inevitable. Well, especially going to Kansas, because you got to typically take American Airlines through Dallas-Fort Worth. Traffic's still moving pretty good here, and I'm starting to see more just wet road, moving at about 65 miles an hour. Again, I'll want to get out of this left lane. But yeah, we're really getting into rain right now. And I think a lot of what's going on with this initial snowfall here is you get what's called evaporative cooling. The air was really, really dry. Oh, that person spun out over there, it looks like. Unless they just decided to park on the side of the road. Oh, there was a wreck. Yeah, you can kind of see that car over there. They ran into that Tahoe. Probably slid out. So that's when you kind of start to see the deeper, farther west I go in, it's been snowing longer. And right now, I think we're mainly just slushy on the road, and it's basically changing all over to rain. So that's good. That means I won't be slowed down too much. But again, I'll steady that camera just a little bit. About 100 miles east of Fort Smith, Arkansas. And it's pretty much all rain right now. So made that transition. As I was mentioning earlier, a lot of this was evaporative cooling. So what happens is you get rain that falls through a dry atmosphere, and the heavier the rain, the more it causes that raindrop to freeze, become a snowflake, and then it cools the entire column of air. So we're at 33 degrees with rain. So it's transitioned back. So the rain was so heavy that it basically overcame and warmed it up. There's probably a warmer layer of air above too. So snow's always tricky. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm just riding by myself today. Again, I'm headed back home, Kansas. It's hard to call it home now since I haven't lived there for 28 years. But moving through Arkansas. If you caught the video earlier, you definitely saw some good snow as it was coming down, about quarter-size flakes. Again, that camera, it's annoying how it's not very steady at all. I'll have to figure that one out. Maybe if I press it down closer to the actual dashboard, it would keep it from bouncing so much. I'll have to work on that. Again, this is my first kind of Facebook Live where I'm actually showing you the weather. Kind of transitioned a little bit back to a little bit of snow in with the rain. Roads just wet, a little bit of slush, and where you get and when you start driving in snowy conditions, eventually when the roads get worse, you basically get down to one lane, and the other lane, the passing lane, just starts getting snow packed, and you'll get two little ruts. I'll cross back through here. Not as slushy this time, but you basically will get two ruts. So you'll run into some really slow traffic, and you know you can get past them, but it's that white knuckle driving through the ruts. But we don't have that here. So again, maybe you're from Arkansas, you're traveling this way. We're back to snow now. So again, we're kind of at that point where we're going to transition from snow to rain and back to snow. I've noticed a lot of the driver, and I-40, I hate driving on I-40 because it's full of truck drivers. We used to drive this way all the time when we'd come back for Christmas, and there were just truckers everywhere. But I left Harvest, Alabama this morning around 3:30. Made really good time, but again, we've run into the rain and the snow here, and the snow's picking back up. Maybe a little hard to pick out. There's going to be another storm system that comes through here Monday into Tuesday, so I'm going to be taking the same trip back through here, and it's probably going to be a lot wider. And the model guidance is really struggling with the placement of that low pressure, and it's really critical on that surface low to where the heavy snow is going to be. So pretty good snow here. And as far as North Alabama goes, heavy rain. We're going to get heavy rain tonight. This is what's coming your way. This is all moving east. Maybe I'll put on a little music. Maybe YouTube won't flag me for that. We'll see. Oh, you know what? I'm kind of wondering if my audio is even going out because my Bluetooth was hooked up to the video. So it's possible you didn't hear a word I said. I don't know. So I'll go over everything again as where I'm driving westbound on I-40. And we've got snow. It was pretty heavy earlier. Pretty much just wet roads here. It's about 33 degrees. I expect that temperature to start warming back up. Yeah, let me see here. So again, I don't know, I may not have had audio. I'll have to go back and figure that out. Okay, good. You can hear me fine. So again, near Russellville, Arkansas, where we've got snow. It's picking up again. You can kind of hear it hitting the windshield. Might have a little bit of sleet mixed in it too, but I really don't see a whole lot of that. But it's not as white as it was just back east a few miles. And that's probably because of the rain mix that's coming in. So it's kind of transitioning between rain and snow. And I don't have my radar out right now. It'd be on my phone, so. It's just a wet little drive right here. I'll keep this up for about, I don't know, 5 more minutes or so, and then I thank you guys for tuning in, though. Again, I haven't done much YouTube lately because I've been working on these projects at home. I'm building a whole studio for YouTube, and I was just kind of experimenting a lot last year with it. Let me see something here. I can't do that. Yeah, I was just basically experimenting with it last year, and it's kind of becomes a not quite a full-time job, but there's a lot of work involved when you got YouTube, and there's a lot of people that talk about how much money they're making on YouTube, and there's not a lot of money made on YouTube most of the time. I was making like $100 a month, but it'll get better in that respect, because if I do it more on a regular basis, I want to be more consistent. I want to come up with some better graphics, and that's my purple suitcase back there. I think it's my wife's. Last cup of coffee of the day. So anyway, that's kind of what I'm kind of one of those, if you're going to do something, do it right. And I wasn't really doing everything I could have been doing. So that's why I want to build a YouTube studio, just so I have someplace I just kind of sit and I can sit down, push a few buttons, and I'm live. So that's the goal. All right, back to the road. Now we're starting to get more into, and the other thing that you watch when you're traveling into snow is you want to watch the traffic coming towards you to see if their car is covered in snow. And a lot of times you'll see that, but this is mostly rain now. So it's a wet drive. Again, I left about 3:30 this morning from Harvest, and I've been flying down the road all morning long because I want to get home. I want to get to Ark City, Kansas, southern Kansas. It's right on the Oklahoma-Kansas state line, and I wanted to get there before it got dark because I didn't know if I was going to run into ice-covered roads or not. But I got blankets, I got water, a little bit of food, so I got all I need pretty much. Again, we are near, I think this is Russellville, Arkansas right here. Let's see how long I've been going. I'm guessing 15 minutes. 18 minutes. So I'll stop at 20 minutes. There's not much to see here, except the back of that dump truck, right? Yeah, the roads are all clearly wet. Temperature's still holding at 33 degrees. But, the overpasses, they always freeze first because the air goes underneath it, cools them off. So, and here, with the road temperatures here, probably around 38 degrees. It would be nice if, like, these speed limit signs, maybe that's something somebody can invent. Well, I'm sure it's already available, but put like a road temperature, like a warning, the road is below freezing. That'd be cool. Be a nice government contract for somebody. Again, I hate it's so blurry on there and shaky, but I'll work on that. It's still not focusing very well. All right. Oh, well, I'm going to sign off. I got some driving to do. Probably another 5 hours here. I'll hit the Oklahoma state line probably around 10:30, 11 o'clock. I should be in Kansas at 2 o'clock. You guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will talk to you later. I may do some another YouTube live from Kansas when and if it starts snowing there. That'll be Monday. So again, the National Championship Day. While you guys are watching the rain and the high wind come in. Again, a lot of wind coming in all across the Tennessee Valley. Monday night starts about after 8 o'clock. And I mean, it could be very similar to what we had early March, where we had all that wind. And a lot of that wind actually came behind the rain. So we're just going to have to watch that. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll see you guys later. If I can get it to shut off, right?